Today I made some. Can you guys see? Oh my goodness. You know what? So I got some rice and beans, a little salad. I have a little salad, some sweet plantains, and some oyster mushrooms that I made like kind of like beefsteak, and a raspberry lemonade I'm about to serve. Oh, I'm inside my car, you guys. I refuse to be outside in my patio because the mosquitoes were chewing me up, you guys. So look, this is how it's looking. So I got salad, I got sweet plantains. Can you guys see it? Let me hit it with the light. Look at that. Ooh, real Caribbean food right here. If only I could keep this light right here. All right, we're gonna dig in. No, I made some oyster mushrooms, kind of like beefsteak. It's right here. Some bell peppers, onions. Some pinto beans and black rice. Real good. It's raining. That's too much food. It looked like it because everything is on the same plate. I'm in my car. I came out to eat out here. When you want to do something, you're going to do something regardless where you at. You guys know I have 2 kids. So they're in the house watching TV. It gets pretty loud in there. So I either eat in my patio, and yesterday I ate in my patio, got chewed up by mosquitoes. Or I go out to the lobby area and eat there, but they're having like a little party there, so I said, you know what? My car is another option. You like the car screen? If it was daytime, you could see because I have the, what is it called? Panoramic view. Do I glow in the dark? Tell me why I thought this was like a Bones, kind of giving like Bones outfit. You know, Halloween is right around the corner. But yeah, you guys, this food is like Caribbean inspired. You know, you got the sweet plantains, you got the pinto beans, the rice. Instead of white rice, I use black rice. I got the salad here. And yeah, in Spanish, how I made these oyster mushrooms, it was called bistec, which is like beefsteak. Um, bistec con arroz, habichuela y plátano. So this is straight Caribbean food right here. Panoramic. The panoramic. Yeah, but you can't really see anything because it's dark out. It looks good. Thank you. Hey, Josiah. Yeah, I can see the car seats in the back. I'm about to get the ones that you can actually attach to the wheel to eat in your car. I might get one of those. Where am I from? New York, but I currently live in Florida. This rain is therapeutic though. Get some of the salad. So after I had brunch yesterday, I did not have any dinner. I just had some coconut water and I had some popcorn. Because that was a big like brunch I had. So I was like, I'm not gonna thing. Now I gotta show you guys how I make this beefsteak. So I cook my oyster mushrooms the same way, right? Add my seasonings. For the beefsteak, the sauce that I use is like, you know, usually with meat, it drops its own little juice and stuff, and then like you season it and you add other stuff to it. Well, I brought the flavor by just adding to a pan. I added sofrito. I added sofrito, apple cider vinegar, some coconut amino, a little bit of muscovado brown sugar, and a little bit of maple syrup. Added some more seasonings. Added some tomato paste, and then I added some onions, bell peppers, and red and green bell peppers. And then I just let that saute all together. Let it thicken up, and then you add it on top of your mushrooms, and it's so good. It's fire. I don't know if it goes in the dark. How was Orlando? It was good. It was good. I went to all four parks. Someone said buen provecho, gracias. Muchas gracias. Um, so I went to all 4 Disney parks. So I went to um, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and what was the other one? Animal Kingdom. So I went to all 4. They all have their own thing going on. In Epcot, they have like Moana's you know, in Moana, I don't know if you guys watch Moana, but in the movie Moana, they go to like the land of Tafiti, and then you have Tafiti, right? So they have like this thing, like they have Tafiti in Epcot, but you don't get to see Moana, the actual character. Um, you see her in Animal Kingdom, where you can take a picture with her. So they have it like they know what they're doing. They're like, you have to go here to get certain things, certain pictures, and certain things. Um, they had Animal Kingdom was really nice because they had the Lion King show, and they have really good, like they were singing. They were singing. They was putting a show. It felt like a circus. It was really cool. So I did that. I went to all 4 parks, and there was still things that I like missed because it's so much. It looks good. Thank you. Yeah. Um, it's so much walking. Mind you, you have to wait in line sometimes. But yeah. That was funny. Somebody said you gotta be Tupac because all eyes on you. Yeah, crack me up. That is hilarious. Yeah, I'm eating in my car today because yesterday I was in my patio. Mosquitoes chewed me up, and then the like lobby area for like the residents, I was out there, and there's like they're having like a little party and stuff. So you know what? My car is an option. I don't mind going to my car. The only thing is that I came out and it was raining, and I was like, okay, I guess my food is gonna get a little rain on. But I was determined to come on this live today. Somebody said that's a whole meal in the car. Oh yeah, I made this. I was in the mood for this. So you know what? I want some beefsteak con arroz, habichuela, some sweet plantains, and some salad. I want some Caribbean food. And that's what I did. I should have filmed it, but I didn't film it. It was one of those days where it's like, okay, just go ahead and cook. So it's raining there too. Where you at? Oh my god. You said it. Mosquitoes in Miami are the worst. Somebody said vampires. But yeah, they huge over here in Florida. Them things is like this big. They huge. I'm telling you, they chewed me up yesterday. My whole arm, and like I had some socks on, and they went above my sock and chewed me up right there. So on my foot. And was it last year? Well, it was like a couple months ago. I think like 6, 7 months ago. I was going live every day in my patio. Man, I was chewed up. I was like, I was doing it for you guys, and I was like, but they were, oh my goodness. When I tell you all over my body, no matter what I was wearing. So I said I can't do that again. It was just too much. Hey, Severe. You're in Hollywood, Florida. Um, Someone said I'm coming to the U.S. Come on over. Someone said your food is looking good. Thank you. Uh, it's getting a little cold. Let me turn this down a little bit. I had the AC blasting. Do we have gators here? I haven't seen them, but I'm pretty sure they have them in the lakes and stuff. The lakes. I don't know if they be in rivers, but I'm pretty sure lakes they be. Um, there be signs saying that there's gators, but I've never seen one. I cannot. I'm reading the mosquito jokes you guys have for me. Somebody said, what kind of food is that? So this is like Caribbean inspired food. Well, it is Caribbean food because you got sweet plantains, you got pinto beans, rice, and then the way I cook my oyster mushrooms is like the way, um, you know, Dominicans make this steak called beef. It's beef steak. It's called beef steak, and it's usually like it's like very saucy. It has a sauce on top, and it has onions and bell peppers. So I kind of made it like that. It tastes just like it. It's so good. Somebody said, "Oh, you Dominican? No wonder you don't stop talking." You guys be so straightforward. I love it though, cause I'm from New York, so I'm straightforward. I'm cool with it. From Queens. Yeah, I've been in Florida about two and a half years. I've been in Florida for 2.5 years. And this is a sweet plantain. If you haven't had sweet plantain, you're missing out. Hey, Veronica. I'm eating in my car because I have children and they're loud. So, you know, I just come out here to eat sometimes. I usually be on my patio, but today I said no. No, 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 no. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check for you to see if I posted it. If I didn't post it, then I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it soon because I have the footage. I thought I posted it. I'll check and see. I'll let you know. You guys, are you guys ready for Canelo and Terrence Crawford? Doesn't it Terrence Crawford this weekend? They're gonna fight. Yeah. Listen, do you guys want to see me live watching the fight so y'all can see my reaction? I watch boxing, so I like to do a lot of different things. Mike Tyson and Mayweather, when they fighting? They fighting for real? No way. I heard Mayweather's coming back. I heard he trying to come back and fight. Who am I going for? Canelo or Crawford? I know everybody want Crawford to win, but like he's going up a lot of I don't know. I watch both of them. I'm not like a huge fan of them both. I watched them fight though, but in my opinion, like my honest opinion, because I'm not on neither side, I think because he's going he's going to a higher weight class. I think Canelo's gonna win, just because he's bigger. But like I said, I'm not on neither side. I just believe, because 5, 10 pounds, like all of that makes a difference. So I believe Canelo's gonna win. Like I said, I'm not a fan of. I watched them fight. I've watched a couple of their fights, but I'm not like a fan. But I can't wait. I've been looking forward to that. Maybe I'm wrong, Yeah, it should be a good fight. It should be a good fight. Hopefully, what's his name? Crawford? Crawford can hold up. Because it's no joke fighting somebody that is like much, much bigger than you. That's why they say pick on somebody your own size, right? Or like fight somebody your own size. Because like going up weight classes that much, you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. I think it's too much. So we'll see. The winner fights Benavides. Let's see. Let's see who's gonna win. Which city are you? Oh, that's his comeback, Tyson. If they're gonna fight for real, I'm the first one to watch it. It goes in this order for me. I want to get into football. I don't really watch football. I've tried to watch it before and kind of understand it, and I kind of understand it a little bit. But I'm gonna start watching football because I really want to understand it. But like it goes in this order for me. I watch boxing, and then like basketball. I like watching basketball too. But boxing is number one for me. Now I only watch male fight. I don't watch female fight because I feel like it gets too bloody with females, and I don't like to see all that blood and stuff. With men it does. Sometimes it can get bloody, but I be like this, like I be covering my eyes. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But with females, I don't like watching female fight. They shouldn't be fighting, and they shouldn't be fighting it anyways. I feel like it's a male sport, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion, and I know a lot of people be like, oh, women can do whatever a man could do. I mean, if you want to do it, but like women's faces are more sensitive than men, and you could really mess up your face. So yeah, they be going hard, and then they be going hard. Like I said, I don't like watching it because too much blood. My nose is running. You gonna have me look that up. In May? They gonna fight in May? Right. I feel like they fight way too aggressive. Females fight way too aggressive. And then it's like one bad hit, you get your thing split open. Now you need stitches. And why, But I get it. They love the sport. And they're making a living out of it. It's raining. It's pouring, actually. It's pouring out here. But yeah, it's very therapeutic. I was supposed to go back to the gym today, but I'm going back tomorrow. Can't wait to do the sauna. The gym I go to have a sauna. So I'm going to get in that sauna. I'm going to try to do 30 minutes. But yeah, I want to put my son in boxing. Someone told me I should put him in wrestling first and then boxing. What you guys think? He's 2, about to be 3. I think he would be good at football too, because my son is good at throwing, and he's built like a football player. He's like boom, like buff, and then he's always like going head forward. This boy is always going head forward, and I'm like, this boy's like, he wants to, he must want to do boxing or something. I mean, football. I need to put him in football or something. Now, but I really want to do. I want him to do boxing. So should I do wrestling first and then put him in boxing? You should choose a sport that doesn't cause brain damage. That's why I don't want to do football, because they just be doing too much. Wrestling and then boxing, huh? Yeah, that's what someone told me. And that's what I should do. Because wrestling is not as damaging as boxing, getting hit in the face and stuff. But I really want him to just like practice. I don't want him to be like, you know, fighting other little kids and stuff. Yeah, so I'll probably do the wrestling. You said my plate is finishing? Yeah, I tore this up. It was so good. I'm kind of full. I'm gonna eat some more of this. Like, don't it look like beefsteak? Yeah, I think with boys, you have to do things like that to like, cause they're gonna be, there's gonna be other men. Men naturally press other men. Women don't press each other like that, but men naturally are aggressive, and so I need him to be prepared for that. Okay, I need him to be prepared for whoever is coming his way. Don't dodge the smoke. Yeah, you can't. With boys, you can't. I think that's a lot of things that us moms, we want to protect our children, and that's okay. But also protecting them is putting them out there so they'll be prepared for life. They have to do boy things. You cannot coddle your sons. Can't coddle your sons. I know they are mama boys and they lovey-dovey, and we can cuddle all you want. But I need you to be prepared for life. You know? Thank you. I thought this was like kind of like a bone shirt. Like, I was thinking like, okay, do the robot. You guys, I'm really silly. Like, the more you get to know me, I'm real silly. This food is so good, but I can't eat no more. I'm full. Somebody said, why are you eating in the car? Because I feel like I don't like I get distracted real easily. Like yesterday, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I went live, I was on my patio, and there was like a whole bunch of little birds just chirping the whole time on the side of me, and I was just distracted with my word. I think I was even stuttering because I get distracted. So I like to like if I'm talking to you guys, I like for it to be fully quiet and just like concentrate on what I'm talking about, and also for you guys for the noise to not be distorted. And so I think that the car was just a good option. It's feel look, I got the AC going. I'm not getting bit by mosquitoes. There's not other noise in here, so you don't eat fish? No. I am 100% vegan. I've been vegan going on 7 years now. Are you Puerto Rican? You have the accent. Um, so I'm more Dominican than Puerto Rican, but I do have Puerto Rican. My mother is half and half Dominican, half Puerto Rican. My dad is Dominican. But Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, they don't talk 100% alike, but they have a lot of things that they say alike. You like the car vibe? Yeah, it's cool, right? I just gotta get this light to be somewhere where, because it's kind of dark a little bit. But other than that, I feel like it's cool. How was the transition to becoming a vegan for you? Um, so it was a slow transition. It was a slow transition. Um, I started with cutting the red meat. That's how I started. Let me turn this AC down. Hold on, guys. Let me move this food. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it was I first cut the red meat. I'm sorry, I had to remove the food because it was just like, I don't know, it was cutting right here. Um so I cut the red meat, right? The pork was the first thing to go, then it was the beef. Okay. Cut the red meat, started eating leaner, where I was just eating chicken, turkey, and fish, right? And so then I cut the turkey. I watched a documentary because I was eating a lot of like lunch meat. You know, I was making sandwiches and stuff, and I would buy the turkey meat. And so I watched a documentary talking about how bad it was to eat like lunch meat and stuff. So I cut the lunch meat. So that's how I cut the turkey, because I wasn't really making turkey unless I was eating turkey on Thanksgiving or something. So the only turkey I was having was lunch meat. I cut the turkey, and then it was just chicken and fish. Then I cut the chicken, and before I cut the chicken, I was watching Dr. Sebi. He went viral with his herbal, you know, he cured AIDS and cure a lot of different diseases. And he spoke about a lot of ways to heal your body through food. So I watched a lot of his videos and I was inspired by him. And so, you know, that's when I first knew what vegan was. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what veganism was until Dr. Sebi, you know. I thought that the end was going to be pescatarian. I thought I was going to be a pescatarian at the end of all of it, right? So I cut the chicken, and when I cut the chicken, I cut the dairy, and I said, I'm not letting go of my fish. I said, I need to eat fish at least, because I like lobster, I like salmon. You know, this is what I told myself back then. So I said, you know what? I'm not cutting the fish. So this is me now. I'm eating fish. That's all I'm eating. And I'm buying salmon, red snapper, codfish, you name it, all fish, you know, because now I'm not buying meat. All I'm buying is fish. So I'm buying all type of fish. And so every day I'm cooking fish, a different fish. One day I'm having red snapper. One day I'm having salmon. One day. So I was just, you know, making different type of fish every single day. And someone told me, like, you can't abuse fish like that. Like, you're supposed to only have it like a couple times a week, right? I wasn't listening. I was like, what else am I gonna eat? I don't have the meat, you know? When you're a meat eater and you're thinking like, no, I need some type of meat. And at the time, I wasn't like into mushrooms yet. I wasn't into mushrooms. So I started eating fish every single day, right? And it started making me bloated. And I was eating pretty healthy. I was eating, you know, very lean. And it was making me bloated. And then not only that, when you're changing your diet, all your senses are stronger, like your smell, you know, everything is just like stronger. So when I was starting to make the fish, it didn't start smelling too good. Now it smelled too much like fish. So I'm like, this is smelling too fishy for me. So I'm like, this is smelling too fishy. This is making me bloated. And I was just like, what the heck? What am I going to do? I wasn't ready to be vegan yet. I wanted to be pescatarian at least for like a year or something. And I was only pescatarian for 3 months. And then I went vegan. And I said, you know what? F it. I'm going to just go vegan. And so I went like a week or 2 without eating fish. And I was doing the vegan stuff. Then I went out to a restaurant, and there was a restaurant literally across the street from the restaurant I was at. And they was making like smoked salmon. Like, it was real good. I remember it was really, really good. And I went and walked to the other restaurant and had that last piece of salmon. And then I told myself, oh no, you can't do this anymore. You can't. My light went off, you guys. I said, you can't do this anymore. You can't keep eating fish. You can't, you know, you're supposed to be vegan now. And so I kind of like, I don't know if you guys do astrology or not, but I'm an Aries, but my moon sign is in Taurus. And if you know a Taurus, they're very stubborn. And when they put their mind into something, they're going to do it. So that's what it was. I told myself, you will never go back. And this is not an option anymore. And we got 7 years in. 7 years being vegan. And it's opened up a lot of like different flavor palettes for me, because it brought a lot of my creativity out, and I was able to create meals that I had as a child, that I had in New York, and just like different things. At the time that I became vegan, there wasn't a lot of options, like recipes or like people that can really cook on like YouTube and stuff. Now you have like a lot of people that are vegan and a lot of people that cook, that probably cook really good. But at the time when I went vegan, there wasn't. So I had to come up with all these recipes on my own. Like, how can I veganize this? How can I veganize that? Things I still wanted to eat, the things that I wanted to eat, but just a cleaner version of it, right? And so that's how I started to come up with recipes. And, you know, all of my family and friends knew about me being vegan and stuff. So they will call me. They will call me and they will be like, oh, what should I do? I have health issues. I have certain things. And, you know, a lot, it's very exhausting when you're putting your energy in trying to saving someone that, especially if they're not saving themselves, but you're putting so much energy because you want to save them so bad. But you, at that time, I didn't really think they need to save themselves. You got to save yourself. You got to say, I need to do this for myself. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself, where it was taking a lot of my energy in. And it got to a point where like I would sleep longer and I was just like exhausted from like trying to make people eat better and stuff like that. So that's where my YouTube channel came about, because it was like, okay, now I can still do what I do, what I love to do, which is help people, but do it in a way where, hey, if you want to help yourself, the information is there. You can go on my YouTube channel and get the information instead of you asking me. And even if, because you got people that will ask you something and then they were like, oh, how you do this, right? You tell them and they'll be like, hey, I know you told me, but can you tell me again? And it's just like, you know, that's like time that you can't get back, right? So in my mind, I'm like, I love to help people, but I don't want to keep repeating myself. I don't want to be on the phone all day trying to help people, you know. So I was like, how can I help people without having to compromise myself, you know? So that's how the YouTube came about. And I said, you know what? I have recipes that when I started YouTube, it, you know, there wasn't like I said, there wasn't good vegan recipes. And I said, let me show people what I got, you know? So that's how my YouTube came about. And that's how I became vegan. And yeah. So I love what I do though. I really do. But like I said, getting exhausted, taking people's energy in all the time when they have like things going on with them, it is a lot. It could be a lot. But I hope that helped to explain how I became vegan and all of that. So it was a slow transition. Like I said, I didn't eat pork. When I cut pork, it was 11 years ago. So I cut the pork 11 years ago. Then I cut the beef. And so it's been 7 years vegan. So that's not changing my diet. I've been changing my diet for over 11 years now. But being vegan, 7 years. 7 years. Do you eat plant-based meat? That's a great question. No. I used to when I first started eating vegan. When I first started eating this way, I did start eating like the fake meat and stuff. And, when you look at the ingredients and when you look at like the health benefit out of it, there's no health benefit from the fake meat. So either you're going to go vegan because you're trying to protect the animals, or are you going vegan to help yourself and to help, help you eat better and be healthier, right? So a lot of people, they go vegan just because they're like, okay, we don't want to kill the animals, but then they're eating unhealthy. They're still having high amounts of fried foods, still eating things that are fried in like vegetable oil and canola oil, which is horrible. Okay, so if you go vegan, you should do it for health reasons as well. It shouldn't just only be for the animals. It should also be for health reasons, because a lot of that fake meat is horrible for you. You might as well eat meat. You might as well eat meat. If you're gonna go vegan and you're gonna eat the fake meat, it's no point. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's no point. Now, my meat source is mushrooms. There's all type of mushrooms. I know some people don't like mushrooms, but you can't say you don't like mushrooms and there's like 50 different mushrooms that have different textures and everything. So you have to try the mushroom that you will like, you know, the texture that you would like and stuff. So that's what I recommend, to eat whole foods, alkaline foods. That's what is going to bring your health. You know, that's what's going to make you healthy, is eating right. Not just changing the diet just to change your diet. So do a lot of research. Make sure you always reading the back of the label. I know we all look at the front of the label and we think all the answers is in the front. You got to go to the back. You got to see exactly everything that's on there, because they like to add a whole bunch of fillers and things that you don't need, that causes cancer, that causes other health issues. So it doesn't make sense. So for it to make sense, you have to eat cleaner. You have to eat things like, if you're going to eat something that is processed, make sure it has clean ingredients. There's brands out there that do have clean ingredients. There's only one brand that I buy for tortillas that have clean ingredients. I have to show you guys. I don't remember the name, but it literally has like 2-3 ingredients. When you see in like 50 ingredients, stay away. Stay away. Okay? It should have basic ingredients that you can pronounce, that you can read, and that's it. You know? So definitely eat whole foods. Try to do organic. If you can't do organic, then it's fine, as long as you eating a lot of vegetables. And if you can grow it yourself, even better. But yeah, somebody said moringa oil. You cook with moringa oil? I have moringa oil. I think you could use that for like your skin and stuff like that, but not to cook. Yeah, you could use olive oil, but you don't want to cook the olive oil. You want to drizzle it in your food. Use avocado oil, coconut oil. You know, you could use grapeseed oil to cook in high heat. Yeah, moringa oil is really good for the skin. Yeah, I had some moringa oil. It's real thick, so a little bit goes a long way. And then you could do moringa powder if you want to add to smoothies. Moringa is good. You want to add to smoothies, the powder, you can. Things like that. But yeah, we got to use natural things, you guys. And you're not going to be perfect overnight. Trust me. There's things that I still remove out of my diet. So like, if you look at an old video, you might see something that you'd be like, oh, but this is not what she said. And this is what I tell you guys all the time. Like, I am changing every single day. Every day, every week, every month. I am changing. I am learning. If you're not learning every single day, then something's wrong. You need to learn. You're going to be learning as you go. You're going to naturally remove things out of your diet, but you have to start somewhere. And the way you need to start is by just substituting the simple things, your oils, your seasonings. Make sure they don't have MSG, you know, substitute, certain things that you like, the pasta, the rice, for other grains, they have farro, quinoa, black rice. You have all these other grains that you can use as a substitute. Okay, so that's what you want to start with first. That's what I recommend to start with. Start eating less of the meat. If you're trying to stay away from meat, so start eating less of it and then slowly remove it out your diet. Now, if you have health issues, I recommend that you make, sit down with yourself and really think about it, and really make a decision, because that's something you have to change overnight if you're really trying to make a change. Because little changes, when you're super unhealthy or when you have something deadly like cancer, or like, you want to change something, you want to change it drastically, because sometimes when the toxins and the bacteria in your body, the parasites, they start taking over your body. So even when you're trying to eat healthy and you're doing little things, it it doesn't even move a finger inside of your body. You know what I mean? It doesn't even like do anything, because you're doing little changes. So you have to kind of go drastic a little bit when you have health issues. Hey Monique, how are you? Where I've been going live. I went live yesterday. Um yeah, I was slacking for the month of August. I was. Um I did get a little bit sick. It wasn't like really sick or nothing like that. It was just because I was still able to function and still do things. But it was my daughter's birthday. She turned 7, and I don't know, I was just focused on that, and we went on vacation. We did Disney World for a week. And so I was like really focused on that and trying to, then I had my family over. I had my dad and his wife. I had them over. And so, you know, I was just trying to make my baby happy for her birthday. And so that's what kind of like the reason why I wasn't going live as much. But I did go live a little bit when I was at Disney. When I was in Orlando, I went live twice. But it was like a short live. It was really short. But yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, he was supposed to do a documentary on Sevi. He was, but it never came out. Um, Nick Canyon is not gonna. I don't believe he will. I don't believe he will, but you know, we do need like some type of documentary or some type of an awakening for our people, because the way like people hear rumors and just say it's just rumors, it's not the real thing, like they hear all these things about fast food restaurants, and they call it conspiracies, but I don't believe they're conspiracies. And we really need some type of an awakening. People really need to wake up. What time do I usually go live? Well, yesterday I went live early. I did brunch, and then today I went live for dinner. So usually I like to go live between 6 and 8. And I think I came on live at 8 o'clock. Exactly 8. Yeah, I've been live for an hour now. But I try to do like a earlier live because I don't like to eat after 8. Do I eat tofu? No, I don't do tofu. Because it has soy in it, and I just don't like it. I don't like tofu. And also, I stay away from soy. So, like, I don't do soy sauce. If I do, instead of soy sauce, I do coconut amino. So, like, I do things like that. But I don't do tofu. They drafting up a documentary. You know, hopefully it's what we need, because sometimes they be coming up with some things that we don't really need to hear, or it is sometimes, how do I word this in a right way? So sometimes they try to like confuse us instead of awaken us, instead of us being awakened. So you got to be very careful about the information you take in. I recommend that you do your own research, and you got to do intensive research, because you Google something and they might say something on the first 2 pages you open up, and they might be similar things, but then you go to the 5th page or the 6th page and it's like, oh, this is a whole different meaning, or this sounds more like the truth. So when you do research, make sure you go deep into the research, because I'm telling you, we're so quick to being deceived, or like to be, I gotta talk like this because this is their platform. So yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, definitely do your research. Definitely, yeah, do your research. And if the documentary do come out of Dr. Sebi and stuff, if you never watched Dr. Sebi and you watch a documentary and you just feel like, because sometimes you have to go with your heart, and sometimes you feel when things are not too right, So if something is not too right, watch Dr. Sebi's videos. He's made, he went viral. So he has impacted a lot. So watch a lot of his videos and kind of like, not everything Dr. Sebi said. I don't, you have to use your own discernment, because like a lot of things he said, I don't think, you have to kind of know what you can take in and when you can't take in, So, some of the things that he said, because, Dr. Sebi made a list of foods that you can eat, and a lot of that is accurate, but you gotta understand, like, there's hundreds and hundreds of vegetables and fruits, and you can't put everything in a little list, you know. Nature is abundant, and there's so much foods and stuff that you can still eat that are native to that land, right? So, mind you, Dr. Sebi he's from Africa, and not only that, he's been in, where did he live at? It was in Venezuela. What was it he lived? He lived somewhere, like, Um, he's been to like Brazil and to different places, but like Honduras, right? He's been there, right? He lived there, and you can only really talk about the fruits and vegetables from where, like there's things that grow in America that doesn't grow anywhere else. There's things that grow in Honduras that doesn't grow in the States. So it's like, I feel like he knew a lot. Okay. He knew a whole lot. I don't want to take that from him. I learned from him. I became vegan because I've learned from Dr. Sebi. But like I said, the world is big, and there's things that he could have still learned about because he traveled and he learned as he, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't know it all. It's impossible for you to learn it all. We all learn as we go. There's different levels of learning things, new things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know it all, what's the point of even existing if you're like, you know it all? The what makes it exciting about life is that you're learning new things every day, right? So I believe that there's other things that you can eat that are native to the land, right? That are not on Dr. Sebi's list. But like I said, a lot of things you can go by that list, and I feel like that's a good list to start off with. And then you learn as you go. Be like, okay, this is native to this. This is something that always been grown. They never mess with it. It's not man-made. And you kind of use your common sense, and you're like, okay, this is something we can eat. Right? So that's all I'm saying. If that makes sense. Yes, intermediate fasting is very, very important, you guys. I'm glad you brought that up. Intermediate fasting is very important. You have to give your body time to digest the food. Eating 2-3 times a day is not good. Okay, I know we've been recommended that our whole lives. Okay, oh, you should eat 3 times a day, and no, you're gunking up your system. Sometimes it's good to not even eat for, you can even not eat for weeks at a time, and your body will survive. You know what I'm saying? Just having water and coconut water, and having electrolytes, you will be fine. Okay? But you have to give your body time to digest the food. Okay? You have to give it time. You have to give it time to digest it. You need to be fasting, going on a raw vegan diet where you're just eating fruits and veggies, because that's going to help you with your digestive system and clearing things out. Juicing is very important. Juicing is very, very important. Very, very important. It's so good. It's so good for your system. So, yeah. Fasting is, they talk about fasting in the Bible. They talk about fasting. It is important. It's something that people done for centuries. Is fast. It's important to fast. I usually drink a lot of water or natural fruit drinks. Yeah, you can you can grab some water and just put slices of cucumber, strawberry, kiwi, and just leave it overnight and drink it. It's actually flavorful. It flavors the water. So it's a natural sweetener, and it tastes really good. So like, if you don't like to drink water that much, maybe you want to do things like that, or drink a lot of coconut water. I used to buy the bottle of coconut water. I now buy the fresh coconut. So I buy young coconuts. Because again, you have to listen, I have maybe 2 years buying fresh coconut water. Because I used to buy it you know, sometimes, but I wasn't buying it all the time because I started getting used to buying the box and getting a whole bunch in a, you know, in a carton that they put. But you got to think about it. That's processed. It's nothing like the, you know, it's nothing like. No, I wasn't getting the Goya one. I was getting the 365 one from Whole Foods, the organic one. 365 organic coconut water. I was doing that for a while and I stopped that. And now I get young coconuts. I buy them by the box. I go to the grocery store and I'm like, you got coconut water in the back or something? I'll get a whole box of them. So much fresh. It's just a big difference. And you're paying the same price. You're paying the same price. One of them coconut waters at Whole Foods that come in a carton, it's $3.99. And them young coconuts, some of them can be $3.99 or they can be $4.99. It just depends. But you get so much from just one coconut. Because you got the coconut water and then you got the coconut meat, you know, in the inside that you can make coconut milk or even coconut oil with it. So you got to think about it that way. So you're getting more of your money's worth, getting a young coconut, and it's healthier. Yeah, you can make coconut milk with the meat. You just add some water to it, blend it up. Now you got coconut milk. You know, I was actually throwing it away, the coconut meat from the coconut, because I was like, oh, I don't feel like opening it. And it wasn't until my dad and his wife came and they were like, why are you throwing away the coconut? Get the meat and make coconut milk with it. And I was like, you're right. What am I doing? I'm just wasting. So she actually made me some coconut milk. And I was like, oh, wow, it's so easy to make. So I said, you know what? I would never throw it away anymore. Because I pay for a can of coconut milk. Or you can make evaporated coconut milk. You can make coconut milk, or you can make condensed coconut milk just using coconuts. Now, the difference from condensed and evaporated is the amount of sugar that it has. So the condensed is going to be thicker because it has more sugar in it. They add more sugar. So, but yeah, save so much money, because let me tell you, the condensed coconut milk and the evaporated coconut milk, they charge $5.99. Sometimes I've seen it for $7.99 for one of those cans. And listen, you pay $5 or $3.99 for a young coconut. You drink the coconut water and then you make coconut milk, or you make condensed coconut milk with it. And it's super easy. I'm telling you, super easy. You put it in the blender, add a little bit of water to it. And then if you want to make it condensed, you put it on the stove top and add your sugar and just wait till, you know, you keep stirring it and let it get thicker. And that's it. It's really simple. I'm doing good. I just had this mail over here. I think it stopped raining, you guys. Oh, it stopped raining. It stopped raining, you guys. Yeah, I had... Let me eat this last piece of sweet plantain. My nose be running. After I eat, it just start running. Yeah, I use it to cook. Yeah, I use the coconut milk to cook. Sometimes I make I put coconut milk in my quinoa. When I'm cooking quinoa, I put some coconut milk in it. Or like if I'm making French toast, I make French toast, I use coconut milk. When I make curry, like curry chickpeas, I use coconut milk. What else? What else do I use coconut milk on? When I make candy yams, I use coconut milk. Well, evaporated coconut milk. I use evaporated coconut milk when I make candy yams, and a little bit of condensed coconut milk. But yeah, you could use it for so many dishes. Most of us don't drink enough water. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad that we don't. But if you don't drink water, drink coconut water. You don't need water when you're drinking coconut water. But you got to get your electrolytes in. You got to get it in. French toast is delicious. Yes. I make French toast all the time. I actually made French toast while I was on vacation. So I'm gonna have to taste your food one day. One day you will taste my food. You know why? Because listen, I have big plans for, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna have a restaurant. I know I'm gonna have a cookbook. I know I'm gonna be making it big, okay? Because that's in my plans. That's in my plans. I really want to have a restaurant because I really want people to try my food. Because I love to cook, you know? I cook every day, you guys. I don't eat out. When I was on vacation, I tried to eat out, and the food was disgusting. Oh my God. It was so disgusting. I wanted to write a review. Okay, it was so bad. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let them go this time, you know? But it was nasty. It was nasty. Okay? And it was so nasty that I was like, why did I eat this? Why didn't I just cook at home? Why did I do this to myself? You know? I told myself that. I was like, why? You know, every time you go out to eat, this is me talking to myself. You know, every time you go out to eat, they do not make your food right. Tastes nasty. There's probably some cross-contamination. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what oils they're using. You don't know. So this is me talking to myself. Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you even go to this restaurant? So I think that's a little part of me that wants to be like, you know, I deserve it. You know, sometimes we tell ourselves like, oh, I deserve to eat this steak. I deserve to do this. I deserve, right? We do that, right? And no, you deserve to keep doing what you're doing and stay at home and cook your meals so you can enjoy it, because every time you go out, you don't enjoy that food. Or you might get sick right afterwards. Right? So listen, when I have a restaurant, it's gonna be so clean. The food is, you're gonna come to this restaurant like you're going home to cook, to eat. Okay? Because it's gonna be, I don't play that. It's gonna be clean oils. Clean, like everything's gonna be clean. Okay? I don't want, if I can't have the restaurant I want, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be clean eating. And listen, you guys might just have, we might just have a camera back there where everyone can see what the cooks are doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to be open with that type of stuff. We need to see what you're doing in the back. Okay? What you doing back there? Okay? What you doing to my food? I need to see what you doing to my food. Okay? Who's cooking it? You know what I'm saying? Is the person back there clean? Are they washing it in their hands? Are they, you know, are they touching the food and putting it in your plate? We need to know all of this stuff, you know? So you guys stay tuned for Johanny's restaurant, because listen, this might be something we're gonna have in the future, okay? We might have where somebody could take a field trip to the back of the kitchen. I'm like, okay, here we do this, here we do that. So them cooks can be on point in the back, okay? Tell me that's not a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't say too much, you know, somebody might take my idea. But yeah. Might take a field trip to the back of the restaurant. You guys, this is the cook. This is what he used. He did use this type of oil. He uses this. He fries in here. You see how clean it is? We probably do a little field trip, I'm telling you. What are we going to call it? Johanny's restaurant? What are we going to call it? You said remove the... There's no filter in here. It's there's no light. There's no light. I'm in the dark, basically. There's like this little bit of light from the car. But all right, you guys. It was fun talking to you guys. I'll be back. I will be back. Hopefully tomorrow. Let's see what I make. Maybe I'll make something for Taco Tuesday. Maybe I want some tacos. Maybe I'll make my kimchi tacos. Them things were good when I made them. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Thank you for all the support. I love you guys, okay? We're gonna be big, okay? We're gonna have our own luxury restaurant with real... If you're paying for luxury, you're paying for quality, okay? Not no luxury and then the quality is not good, okay? Because some of these restaurants, they be calling themselves like, oh, this is high-end restaurant. I'm like, this is high-end? You looking at the plate like, what? This is high-end? But okay, let me stop talking. Let me stop talking. But I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Do I like Olive Garden? Man, I don't... The last time I had Olive Garden might have been... I was probably like 13. I probably was like 13, 15 years old. I'm 32. So almost 2 decades ago. So I don't even know. I don't even know how Olive Garden tastes like. What it tastes like. I don't remember. All right, you guys. Have a great night. Love you guys. Bye-bye.